Okay, we've got another lockdown in place, so this is another lockdown walk, which I'm quite close to where I live, but it's possibly I am breaking the law, because I did drive a short distance to get to this place. That away lies Shell Island, which was closed all last year, and it may well be closed again this year, the way things are going. I don't think it's going to open. It normally opens up in March. But I want to get this walk in along these sands, because right now it's kind of pretty clear up there and the sun's shining, but of course it'll probably cloud over this afternoon, so I should be okay though. But, what I'm walking on now is the what I call the Artro estuary sands. Fairly extensive, and actually people do drive on these sands. I wouldn't risk it myself, but people who come down here often. There's a guy over there that's walking about doing something, but they're quite impressive really, these sands. No one, hardly, only the local dog walkers come here, but really no one else comes. Yeah, he's probably a farmer. He's checking something out there, but I'll just point out this. That you can see that ice there, right? It's actually still just about hovering around about the temperature, hovering around about freezing point. But last night it dropped down. Well, I think several degrees probably below zero. That's Fahrenheit, of course. Over there, that farmer was inspecting that area around there. I don't know if he was inspecting for a blockage of some kind. But that's an irrigation outlet. There's a kind of a sluice gate there, an irrigation outlet, and there's some water flowing in that area. So I can't cross there. But okay, carry on going. People store their boats in this estuary, and somewhat, I think, presumably slightly difficult. Well, you can put your waders on and go across there, I suppose, but because obviously these stretch of sands can only be walked on when the tide is out. Obviously, well, I might be underwater now at high tide. There's some people out for a walk over there, four guys and a dog. And the snow is still on the mountains. Now, I did this walk as a kind of an exploratory walk yesterday, and I think these are my footsteps. So the tide probably came up to that point, so I was wrong there. The tide wouldn't, I'd be okay. I'd be kind of, the tide does vary in height, the spring tides. Yes, it would be over these tufts of grass. But yes, but these I'm following in, yeah, like good King Wenceslas. Yeah, I'm following the footsteps on this frosty morn. Now over there is Llanbedr, and I think, I'm not sure if you call those curlews. I know inland they haven't flown off, because I'm, well, only about 100 yards, well, less than 100 yards. Of course, I can't see with the sun shining in the viewfinder. But, yeah. They stopped They've stopped calling, because I like the sound of the curlews, if that's what they are. I like this walk. This is really a walk I have, well, I've done it, well, yesterday was the first time I've actually did the circuit of these sands. So this is kind of like a local discovery for the likes of me, anyway. So this is the Afon Artro. That would be fresh water now running in that. That comes down from those valleys over there between the mountains, or up to the mountains. Drains that area. Yeah, so obviously the tide doesn't come up quite this high. It's not the full, as I say, the spring, because there's several steps of footsteps here. So I could be following. Well, this is the route I took yesterday. The sand is slightly soft here, which well, there's always a possibility you could go into a kind of like a sinkhole, but I doubt it. I doubt very much where that will happen. Otherwise, well, no one would walk on these sands. Yeah, there it is, the mighty Artro. It's well, it's only about less than a foot deep there, so with a good pair of Wellingtons you could cross, but of course I won't. I'm not interested in doing that. Now this is a favourite spot for seabirds, and over there there's 3 swans. Again, I can't hone in on them. Three swans are going sailing by, and of course it's very nice today. There's no wind, so no camera audio problem, I hope. There's the local train. Well, I doubt it. It'll be almost certainly be running empty. Runs every 2 hours during the week, days and Saturdays. Goes to Birmingham Airport. There's some people enjoying the sunshine on the Pensarn Harbour breakwater, and over there is the Pensarn and Llanbedr Yacht Club. Yeah. Alright. A few people out there walking on the breakwater. We're kind of lucky to live here during the lockdown that's currently in place. Now let's wade across here. Need waterproof boots, of course. And there's a swan there. I won't go any closer. Just ahead there. I won't go any closer. They can actually attack you if they. Well, it's when certain times of the year when they got what do you call them? The cygnets, are they? No, I'm not sure about that. Now, across the other side is oh, look at that! There's a whole pile of swans over there. These are pretty good conditions, really, for the. It's not well. Let's say, well, it's dead calm. Because I can't, with a viewfinder, I just can't home in on these guys. The sunshine in the view. Oh yeah, I'll give up. I can't. I'm not sure if I'm. Yeah, but across there is yeah, that was where at one time, when this was an industrial the industrial age, you say, of slate quarrying. And that was the loading dock over there. And there's some kind of, looks like remains from those times. There's this, what's collapsed. Some kind of structure here, wooden structure, huge wooden structures. That did serve some purpose. There's the sound of running water, basically draining the that whole area up there, because obviously it's tidal water, probably seawater draining back into the oceans. And there's that dock, loading dock there, or loading bay, that survived from the olden times. And of course this waterway here does cut off access to the, unless you've got, well, Wellingtons, you can go proper. It does have cut off access to Shell Island. Of course, Shell Island is private property, and when it's closed, I think they look the other way for walkers, but it's not open to the public. And believe it or not, there is a right of way from the place where I just parked over there, not far away. Right to this point here, there's a right of way, and you can actually, well, I couldn't do it with my boots, but with Wellingtons, yeah, you could wade across there and onto Shell Island. There's actually on the Ordnance Survey map just marked as a right of way. Yeah, muy interesante. Yeah, it's close to a mile, I think, on these sands from one end to the other. Of course, again, over there is where they store the boats, or on Shell Island. I think that's the, well, obviously you're still allowed access for your boats. Well, under normal circumstances you would be, because Shell Island, of course, does close down during the winter months. That's the only thing, you just don't know how soft the sand could be. Well, I'm safe, but it does make a little bit awkward walking, because, well, it's actually, oh, it adds to the exercise, of course. So I'll just, there's a kind of an island there that stays above water at high tide. Well, it's kind of like seagrass covered all over it. Okay, I'm making a circuit of this, I call it Grass Island. It's about maybe 200-300 yards long, and yeah, just and over there is the Shell Island farmhouse, which was there, of course, long before. It's been there for centuries, many centuries, and I believe King Charles, when he was kind of on the run, I think he stayed there overnight to await a sea passage. I'm not sure about that, but I think that's where I remember reading. Okay, I'm calling this video the Riddle of the Sands. There's no actual riddle, it's quite a straightforward walk, but well, when I first did it, I didn't quite know what I was getting into, which was yesterday. So it was a bit of a riddle then. And for people that may not know it, Riddle of the Sands was it was a film that was made based on a book by the Irish writer Erskine Caldwell, was it? I think I've kind of temporarily forgotten, not sure. Oh, Erskine Childers. Okay, I'll put that in the down in the captions. Erskine Childers, and he wrote a book the Riddle of the Sands off the Dutch coast. Apparently Kaiser Bill, well of course fictional story, he fought an invasion by Kaiser Bill pre-1914, an invasion of England. Yeah, and a yachting enthusiast trying to make his way through the extensive sands off the Dutch coast. Anyway, that's well, neither here or there, I suppose. Actually, thornbush, that shows the sea doesn't often cover that. You can see the various tide marks there for how high the tide does reach on occasion. Okay, there's that. There's the end of that. I call it Grass Island. It is actually about, well, I would say a good quarter of a mile long. And then of course there's the sands, extensive sands on the Artro estuary. Okay, so that's the end of this walk. Then very enjoyable, really, very enjoyable walk.